The second ruling for the Newjeans and Outdoor lawsuit just happened. Let's look into it, Astrals. Here's an agenda. Number 1. We're gonna go into what happened in the court ruling, a summary of the whole court ruling. Number 2. My personal opinion on it with points. Number 3. Conclusion. Let's get into it. Let's go into the court ruling. I also want to mention first off before we start, this summary was taken from 3 sources: KoreaBoo.com, AllKpop.com, and Korea Jungang Daily. So my apologies if there's any misinformation, but I really brought it from reliable news outlets. On June 4th KST, the Seoul Central District Court held the second hearing in the lawsuit filed by Outdoor against Newjeans over the validity of their exclusive contract. Newjeans was represented by their legal team but did not attend in person. During the hearing, the court asked both parties about the possibility of reaching a settlement. Newjeans' legal representative firmly stated that trust had been irrevocably broken, making an agreement unlikely and describing the situation as having crossed a point of no return. Outdoor responded that they would wait for the court's ruling on the provisional matters before considering any settlement, believing that a court decision could facilitate future agreement. Newjeans accused Outdoor of failing to fulfill its essential management duties, particularly after the abrupt changes in leadership following the dismissal of former CEO MHJ. They argued that Outdoor's management restrictions led to a loss of the group's independence and criticized Outdoor's evidence as insufficient, emphasizing that management responsibilities extend beyond simply providing a list of producers. Outdoor countered that Newjeans repeatedly changed their reasons for terminating the contract, suggesting the group decided to end the agreement first and sought justifications afterward. The two sides also clashed over Outdoor's request for case files from a separate lawsuit involving Source Music and MHJ, with Newjeans alleging that some evidence may have been illegally obtained, an accusation Outdoor denied, stating the files were shared with full consent. The court previously issued an injunction in March barring Newjeans from conducting independent activities outside of Outdoor. If the members violate this order, they face fines of 1 billion KRW, approximately $735,900 per member per violation. Newjeans has appealed this injunction, but their initial objection was rejected, and they have since filed a further appeal which is pending. Despite Newjeans' independent activities starting last November, Outdoor has maintained its legal efforts to assert its management rights and prevent the group from working independently. Public reaction among Korean netizens has been largely critical of Newjeans' refusal to settle, given Outdoor's openness to an agreement. Many express frustration, viewing Newjeans' stance as emotional rather than rational, and warn that continuing the dispute risks severe penalties and long-term career damage. Several comments question Min Hee-jin's current role and express doubt about Newjeans' ability to maintain their success independently. Some netizens suggest that settling would allow the group to keep promoting and eventually start their own agency, while others mock the ongoing dispute and urge Newjeans to accept the legal reality and pay the penalties to avoid further consequences. The court has scheduled the next hearing for July 24th at p.m. KST to continue reviewing arguments from both sides. Seriously, this is my first point. Stop saying the goddamn same thing. Their legal representative said, the trust in the relationship has already been broken, so we have crossed a bridge of no return. We will have to consult with our clients again, but it won't be easy. And I don't know what to feel about that, because it's the same thing again and again. After reading these articles, all I can see is that there is still no good evidence presented. Literally. What the heck? You know it's bad when even the court said the court would like to recommend that the defendant should reach an agreement, and they said it was regrettable. So basically what the court said is, are you sure y'all want to go through with this? Like, you guys probably ain't gonna win, you know? Just agree. That's literally what the court is saying in simple terms. And the fact that they're still standing firm is just, weirdly, I don't know, delusional, diabolical. Also, the legal rep said it won't be easy to consult their clients again. Basically they're just saying, listen, my client doesn't want anything to do with your company, they really don't want to go back to Outdoor, and it's gonna be hard to convince them. Even after Outdoor was like, whether it's a main case, if the court makes a decision, we think it'll be easy. Basically, Outdoor is waiting for the court's decision but still wants to reach an agreement. If I were Outdoor, honestly I'd be like, nah, Newjeans, get the F out. Pay the money and leave. I'm not begging y'all to stay, but I guess that's just their statement trying to keep the image. So yeah, first point. Newjeans are spouting the same nonsense. Newjeans' side argued that Outdoor failed to fulfill essential management duties under the contract. They said that after MHJ was driven out, Outdoor made abrupt changes and ignored requests, failing to fix mistakes. But my question is, what abrupt changes? What do you mean by you lost your independence? What requests did you make that Outdoor didn't comply with? It's all so vague. What mistakes? What specific changes? And if you're saying the mistake was removing MHJ, sorry, that's not a mistake. That's law. She got removed as CEO for a legal reason, Not because Adore woke up and chose violence. Newjeans, y'all keep bringing up MHJ over and over again. Like, did you lose trust because you were mistreated? Or because she was removed? You can't say bring back MHJ as if Adore has to follow your demands. Adore doesn't have to comply with your CEO preferences. That's not how management works. Also, Adore made a really good point every hearing. Newjeans keeps changing the reasons why they're terminating the contract. That suggests they wanted to terminate it first and are now finding reasons to justify it. And that's a damn good point. Newjeans said Adore's evidence isn't sufficient. They pointed out that presenting a list of potential producers isn't enough, and that Adore should disclose what was discussed and what happened in those meetings. Okay, valid point to some extent. But still, the fact that Adore even tried by presenting a list and setting up meetings isn't that already step one in doing their management duty? And also Newjeans' side are in the court. You don't get to decide whether evidence is good enough. If the court says, Adore, this ain't enough, then Adore needs to bring more, not because Newjeans says so. Also, Newjeans claim that some evidence may have been illegally obtained. Like, bro, first it's insufficient, now it's illegal. Pick one. You're just attacking every angle you can because you don't have solid evidence of your own. Seriously, what evidence has Newjeans submitted? I can't find any in any of the 3 articles. None. Zero. If it's there, I missed it. But I don't think so. Attacking the other side's evidence is not presenting your own. Let's be honest, Adore's lawyers are doing their job. Adore paying for those lawyers is actually paying off. Meanwhile, Newjeans has 13 lawyers trying to attack Adore's points but bringing up no strong evidence of their own. Adore submitted actual evidence and had actual valid points. Newjeans' side said some of that evidence from the Source Music vs. JG lawsuit may be illegally obtained. But Adore denied that because the data came from company computers and was shared with full consent. So how do you even know it was illegally obtained? Newjeans' lawyers? If it was classified or confidential, why would it make it to court? Wouldn't the court be suspicious of the evidence or how it came about even a little bit? These comments from Korean netizens are wild, but some of their comments are valid. They're asking stuff like, where did MHJ's confidence go from the press conference? Why is there this much drama over emotional damage? Why are they still fighting back? Honestly, I'm not surprised by their reactions, and they're hilarious but accurate. Newjeans, stop filing injunction after injunction. Your first one got rejected. Then you filed another one. Like, why? It just shows desperation and lack of planning. If you had the right evidence, you wouldn't need to appeal endlessly. So as you can see, Newjeans are kind of doomed. You're spending tons of money on 13 lawyers, and you have little to show for it. Like the netizens ask, why are you still fighting back? Just admit it. You should have thought of the 1 billion KRW fee before all of this. Like Adore said, it really feels like Newjeans just want to leave and are trying to find any excuse to make it look valid. Either way, they lose. If they lose the ruling, they have to stay and pay 1 billion KRW each, that's 5 billion total, and the money for this whole legal saga. If they leave, they probably still have to pay for breaking the contract early. The court is already telling them to settle, which probably means the court doesn't see them winning. So yeah, I'm just waiting for this whole mess to end. That's all for today, Astrals. If anything else significant happens with Newjeans, I'll probably do an update, probably something will come up. If not, I will wait for July 24th. Check out my previous videos on this situation in my channel. What do you think? Share your opinions. Be respectful and civil. See you next time.